Hey, it's Gaz from Gotta Roll With It, and in today's video we're going to be looking at jeans. Now, clothing for a wheelchair user, specifically a person with a spinal cord injury with reduced sensation and mobility. Clothing can be a bit of a contentious subject because there's often an assumption that we should be wearing trackies and just t-shirts and sports attire, because we apparently should spend our lives in rehabilitation. Whereas the reality is, once you finish with rehab and you go back out into the community, you want to get back to wearing the clothes that you want to wear. And before my injury, I was definitely a jeans and t-shirt kind of guy, and that's exactly what I've gone on to be. I only wear sports attire for sports. The rest of the time, you'll always catch me in jeans and a polo shirt or t-shirt. I've got 4 different jeans here. These are all from Primark, and as you can see, they're all approximately £10. I don't spend a lot of money on my jeans, and I don't for a number of reasons. One being that, as you'll see in this video, I'm going to butcher the back of them and remove the back pockets. And additionally, because I am an active person, I go to all sorts of different crazy places, my jeans get quite thrashed and the thighs wear out quite quickly. And they can look quite stained and quite unpleasant, so I don't see the point in spending lots of money. And for the main purpose of the video today is what we're going to do is looking at removing these pockets, and you may wonder, why am I going to remove the pockets off the jeans? Now, even though I'm sat in a pressure relieving cushion in my wheelchair, I've still got to really look after my skin. I don't want to have anything that's going to cause me any sort of problems. That raised bit of material there can potentially cause a red mark, an indentation on my skin, because I can't feel it. I wouldn't know I'm in any sort of discomfort. And as an able-bodied person, you would make micro adjustments all day long, whereas I have to make conscious efforts to pressure relieve. And if I forget, it means that I can potentially end up with a little red mark, and that red mark, if not managed properly, which is bed rest, that would develop into a pressure sore, and then that pressure sore would potentially put me on bed rest for several months while it would heal. Now, you can buy specific mobility clothing that doesn't have back pockets on. Personally, I quite like just getting some cheap jeans and chopping off the pockets off the back. And today this is what I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to do this. Now, at that raised bit of material that I was just pointing out, there is an additional piece of material on the back that it's stitched to, and again, that's what's going to be pressing into your skin. So it's really important that you do remove these pockets if you don't have any feeling or sensation. Now, these are just the selection of the stitch pickers that I've got. The blue and the white ones I think I picked up just from my local supermarket. I can't remember where I got the green one from, but that one is definitely my favourite. The blue and the white one, they've got a very small handle, and I do tend to slip and stab myself. Whereas the green one, I can get a much better grip, and I find it to be much safer to use. And it's got that little red bead on there, which you're going to slip inside the seam, and then just run it along and pop all the stitches. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at removing that inside stitch and the outside stitch, and I'll be doing this all the way around. Now, you can see the top there, it's got several different layers of stitch, so they are a little bit trickier to get off that point, but I will give you some tips today on how to do that. So what we're going to start by doing is just using the stitch picker to remove approximately an inch and a half of the stitches that are there. And all I'm going to do is just slip the blade into the stitch and push it forwards. Now, it is razor sharp behind that little red bead, so please do be careful. Try not to stab your other hand, which I have done several times. It's never fun. It's always an unpleasant experience. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on the inside seam first, and then just move to the outside seam. Now, these jeans do have an additional bit of material in there, and obviously not all pockets are going to be the same. So it's never going to be sort of straightforward pocket removal. You do have to look at each pocket and address them accordingly. And you can actually just go to a local shop or someone who will do this for you if you don't want to do it yourself. But once you've done it a couple of times, it becomes relatively easily. So what I've done here, as you can see, I've just picked all the outside stitch, and now I'm going to start working on the inside. Now, that blade, as I said, is absolutely razor sharp, and you do got to be careful not to damage the material. And when taking off the, I say the top bit, the best thing to do though is just nip the stitch and then pull it to put a bit of pressure on. You'll expose more of the stitches. Additionally, from the outside, if you run the blade underneath the stitch and push it forwards, it slips through nice and easy, undoes all the stitches, and often that top bit will just pull away. So I've removed the pocket, and you can see here there's just a few bits of extra cotton that I need to pull out. And as I said, no, that blade is incredibly sharp, and unfortunately I did catch the material a bit, but because it's not going to be bunching up, it's not going to cause any problems for my skin, so I'm not too worried about that. And there we go, both pockets have been removed. I've removed all the stitching and taken off all the labels that came with the jeans as well. And these are just good to go now, ready to wear. So, how do I actually put them on? Now, I get dressed from lying on the bed. Now, I can get dressed in my chair. It is a lot harder. My body is a complete dead weight, so I find getting on the bed, if there's a bed available, is obviously going to be much easier. Now what I'm going to do is just unbutton them first. Obviously we're going to make it as easy as possible. Get my feet into the legs. Now if, like here, I didn't quite get the material unfolded and my foot got caught, so make sure they're straight, and then your legs should just slip through. So quick lift up. I'm going to get the jeans under my bum to my waist, and I can just make sure that my underwear is not bunched up. And again, I've just got to be careful that there's no bunched up material that's going to damage my skin. And once I've got them in position, I can just do up the buttons, and I am good to go. Now you did see a little bit of spasm in my legs then, and that actually can help when getting dressed, because as your legs spasm, it can be easier to then slip them through the material because they're not just flaccid and getting in the way. And as you can see, I'm wearing socks as well, and socks actually help prevent your toes from catching any of the material inside. Now here's another view of that. Again, and you can see why I wear skinny or slim fit jeans, because my legs I've pretty much wasted away to skin and bone now. And that's it. So get them on, quick hop up and down. Now I am a T6 complete, so I'm paralysed from the chest down, so my stomach and my back is no longer controlled by myself. As you can see, I've got no core stability, so it is very much a hop up and down, and then get them back on. Again, a little bit more spasm as I've stretched out, but getting dressed, put my jeans on, it is a matter of seconds, and that's it. I'm
quick
dressed
transfer back into my
ready
chair.
for the day.